Good morning everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and today we're playing C'Thun Druid, which is another deck that you may have encountered a lot lately on the ladder. Mostly because it's the default C'Thun deck that everyone first builds when they open their C'Thun and their Beckoners of Evil. And yeah, it's a great default to gravitate towards when you're just building a deck with the new expansion stuff. And it's not, it's definitely not terrible. That is not a glowing endorsement, but it certainly has its weaknesses. And by that I mean it can struggle a bit if it doesn't draw its C'Thun as a finisher, and therefore the C'Thun decks are gravitating a bit more towards the classical Ramp Druid decks, which is turning out actually kinda nicely. So adding the Wild Growths, adding some big taunt minions. Actually, let's pass here and coin the Twilight Elder, instead of innervating the Twilight Elder and then doing nothing next turn. My hope is that that we'll actually get something to play on turn 4 sooner rather than later. But we'll see whether I'm right about that. So let's coin this one. And worst comes to worst, at least on turn 4. Oh, well, worst comes to worst, we can innervate the Azure Link, of course. Yeah, counting can be hard sometimes. Forgive me, guys. Yeah, I think I would prefer hero powering here, killing this guy. And then next turn innervating this Dark Arakoa, and that should be tough for the average hunter to get through. Sound is a little loud, let me turn it down a little bit. So this Twilight Elder, I'm not really enamored with the little guy, but he does what he does. So I've cut him down to 1 card, as usual, trying out some more creative picks here. To make room for some exciting cards, such as Vandal here, which can be pretty sweet. Let's see if the hunter has a way to deal with this. So we've already reached the threshold for C'Thun, so we can play this Twin Emperor with a bonus, and also the Klexi Amber Weaver, of which I've included only 1, mostly because I had to craft both copies if I wanted to include them. And because I'm not really in love with the card. It does decently, but I don't think this deck is really in need of just vanilla 4/5s. And while a 4/10 is definitely appreciable, I don't think the difference is really there. I don't think that's the animal companion he was looking for, but it might work out for him. No, definitely not. Definitely not. And I think not attacking there is a mistake, because I'll gladly trade this Elder, I think. Well, let's first see if we can draw a card here. Yeah, I'll gladly trade this Elder for your Havern, and I guess he might be in a bit of a pickle. We might be facing a Midrange Hunter though, so the game is definitely not over yet. Let's see. I don't hate the Sylvanas here. Let's see his triggers first, and mine. I'm okay with that.
I have no time
yes.
for games.
And I don't think trading is in our best interest here. What's up with that guy? He's got the claw. Oh, that's just a staff in his hand. All right. Definitely some room for customization too, including the stack helm is definitely not necessary, but can lead to some impressive results. Oh, that's actually pretty sweet. Maybe I should have killed that last turn. But this does give me the opportunity to kill the Rhino with the Sylvanas, and that would require him... Oh. That works, I guess. It's kind of expensive, but kind of okay in his book. Of course, a 7-drop is actually pretty good. As a 7-drop, 2 4/6s is rather respectable, I feel. And also the taunts should protect Ragnaros nicely. We've got some big stuff coming up. I don't think he's going to deal too well with this, although Call of the Wild might definitely... Oh, Hunter's Mark, okay. Double Hunter's Mark? Oh, Kill Command, okay. I am definitely okay with that. Ooh, did not expect that. Oh, we can't have that.
There will be pain.
We can't have that. Wait, we can deal 4 damage and draw a card. That seems pretty sweet.
There will be
That actually seems pretty sweet.
the rage of the Firelands. I knew it!
Are you my master?
There we go.
Death is close.
I could have hero powered down the Mastiff there. Maybe I should have. Because now it can attack for 2. Does that matter? Not really. Well, it does allow him to kill the taunt, I suppose. Yeah, that may have been a mistake. Let's see, how do we deal with this? This works nicely, actually. Then I hero power the Leok.
C'Thun!
Oh, and then I don't really have anything to play. That's kind of ugly. Maybe I don't deal with the Leok then. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh wait, I can't even cast this. Well, then I guess I do. Then I guess I do. I could cycle the second one. Is that preferable? Not really, not really. Giving up 1 world growth to ramp into the other one. I'm a little disappointed by that play. Maybe I should have just done that differently. Yeah, I definitely didn't think that through. Okay, but this should definitely still... Well, how about a 10-10? I could also trade and then... trading into this is such a pain, though. Can I just kill him with the C'Thun right now? I can actually just kill him with the C'Thun right now, can't I? That's 16 over 21... just barely? I'm not sure whether it hits the spiders or not. That's the main thing. I do think it hits the spiders, so it's not guaranteed.
Nothing but
It's fine.
for the wild.
It's fine either way. 10-10s are rather imposing. So let's see if he has an answer. Could have Call of the Wild again, but that doesn't even deal with the 10-10, I think. Nope, kills the Vandal, okay. And then... Oh, takes a gamble.
Well fought. I can see.
Yeah, he wasn't really going to win this one. But I definitely could have thought about some things a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, so C'Thun Druid isn't the hardest deck ever to play. But yeah, you do have to consider what options your opponent has available to him. And in the case of that Midrange Hunter, I wasn't really sure about it, because he included some odd cards, to say the least.
Nature must be preserved.
Alright, I do like keeping these, I think. Oh wait, against another Druid, do I? Maybe I just hard mulligan for ramp spells. How's that? A little risky. Maybe I'll keep this guy. Just to have something to play on turn 2. Could be okay. Yeah, let's keep some early game at the very least. And mulligan for ramp spells. This is not awful. Let's see how it turns out. Ooh, innervate is good. Let's see, that lets me... Yeah, in that case I think I want to innervate the 3. Because I do have something to play on next turn.
Listen closely.
My greetings.
I do have something to play next turn, so that's pretty good, and this does challenge a possible Dionysus Aspirant, even though those have fallen out of favor as of late. Not exactly sure why.
It's coming.
I'm not exactly sure why people have been excluding them, but... I guess they're just too weak to removal, and basically everyone can deal 3 damage nowadays. Our opponent is ramping, alright. I think I'm okay with that. Do I want to draw a card here? I guess I could. Nothing to coin here, nothing to coin next turn. Yeah, I would definitely want to draw a card. And then we'll see how we'll deal with the rest of those. Ooh, I can innervate a 6 drop. Okay, I like that. And then coin the other 6 drop. Oh, that's pretty sweet. We can probably afford to just kill this then.
This way. It's coming.
That's pretty okay. Let's see what we're up against actually, because we haven't really seen anything from him yet.
Who knows what secrets
Oh, perhaps also a C'Thun deck. All right. Keeping the Ran alive is rather dangerous, but I think that's what we're going to do. Or we could Sylvanas, I guess. No, I prefer playing the Taunt here. And then we're killing this one. And then we can Sylvanas next turn in anticipation of him playing something big here. Could be okay. We're really running behind on mana here. That's going to be a problem. Oh my gosh. Is that a C'Thun already? Oh, that's the Sylvanas of his. Alright. That's dangerous. Let me think about that. Let me actually think about that. If I kill the Bran here, then my 5/5 has some damage, so we can only steal a 2/1. I can't possibly play my own Sylvanas here. I could just kill the Sylvanas and then trade the 2/1 in if I trade. But that doesn't kill the Bran. That's kind of a problem. He only has 1 card though. I guess that's not awful. I could also skip a turn, but that sounds horrible. No, skipping a turn sounds sounds really bad. So we're not gonna do that. Now we can just hero power that one down
waits for no one.
and play this one. And that's actually decent. And we have a few extra turns coming up. Yeah, both options were acceptable, and the only downside is having his Bran survive the turn. But I think we can live with that. Alright, let's... oh, he gets to draw 2 cards. That's rather ugly. And let's see what else he has. Ooh. Okay. Ah, but he does trade the Bran in. Okay, I'm fine with that, I guess. Do I swipe that down? Or do I Sylvanas? Forces him to hero power. I don't like it too much. Let's wait a turn.
For the wild.
I don't like it too much, mostly because he just gets to trade the Drake in and actually develop his board. So the Sylvanas seems rather weak, and I would rather place her behind the taunt. Alright, with the Bran and double Disciple, that did bring him to the 4/10, so that's okay. But if I play a 5/10 now, that should be a rather good trade. Better than Emperor even, yeah. Let's hope he doesn't run Black Knight. That would be really ugly. The double Azure Drake draw really did help him. Kind of awkward. Okay, is he drawing? Drawing is fine with me. Okay. And this is a board where Sylvanas will shine. I like that. So let's see what he can do about this. Can trade that one in, that's probably fine. Don't want to wild growth here, I think. I'd rather just save it for a card. So if he 4/5s into, yeah, I don't think he has a clean way to deal with this, so that's okay. Your turn. Your turn. This is much preferable to the situation. Oh, really? I'll steal that. Well, I'll definitely steal something here. I don't really care which one. I'll just run Sylvanas into the 5/2. Do I? Yeah, definitely.
Let none survive.
And then Ragnaros should be pretty sweet here. Or do I Twin Emperors? Which one will be better? I think either result is fine here. I would prefer Rag to hit that, of course, but just having Rag on the board is dangerous enough for him. He can't really start getting face here. If he smashes that into there, then... oh, wait, that's rather ugly. Ouch. Please don't. Ouch. Okay, well, that's a problem. Perhaps he wanted me to trade my Sylvanas in. No, there really wasn't an option. Well, I could have left her behind the Twin Emperor, but that didn't really work out. Kinda ugly. Let's draw a card. We're probably playing Twin Emperors here, but we don't really have a way to deal with C'Thun aside from our own C'Thun, I think. Oh, that is such a shame. But I don't live if I don't play Twin Emperors here. It's unfortunate, and we kinda have to top deck C'Thun next turn if we want to have a chance. Oh, and it just keeps buffing him. It just keeps buffing. Oh, that's aggressive. Oh, okay, so that deals 4 to face, I guess. Yeah. It's a shame, because his C'Thun was exactly large enough to deal with my Rag, and that... oh, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough. But at least we can try, right? Otherwise we just die, yeah. This is not enough.
I concede.
So yeah, that's the main criticism people have of the deck, and I can see where they're going. It's so important to draw your C'Thun, and if you don't, then well, you're just a ramp deck. But the deck doesn't really start to shine until you really play the C'Thun. So yeah, that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. That's the way C'Thun decks go. Sometimes they have a nice curve and they can top it off with the C'Thun. And sometimes there's not much you can do about it. If that Drag hit his creature, however, I think we would have had a decent chance. Okay, definitely keeping the Wild Growth. I think I'm keeping the Beckoner, I'm not sure. It's actually not that great against Priest. Maybe I want something... I think I want something slightly bigger. Or just another Beckoner. Sure, we can work with that. Wild Growth on 2, Beckoner on 3.
Greetings.
And there's a curve. There's kind of an awkward curve, but a curve nonetheless. And that might be an excuse to include 2 Twilight Elders and 1 Beckoner, which I've seen in certain lists. But I think...
Well played.
My thanks to you.
I think that there's not enough situations where you actually have the card you want. And as a card, I like the Beckoner as a curve filler better, because the Twilight Elder is a little disappointing late game, and only really good when you play him on turn 3. Wait, can I not count? I completely missed the fact that I had 4 mana here, right? Yeah, so, hey, not paying attention, hurrah. Did I let him heal? No, I didn't let him heal. Whoops. Why was I completely oblivious to the fact that ramping actually brings you from 2 to 4 mana? I've played Druid before, trust me. It's still okay though. It's still okay. The 1-2 was just going to pop the Divine Shield, and that wasn't worth it. That is my excuse, and that's what I will keep telling myself. That's what I will keep telling myself.
This way.
There you go. So let's see what this priest has. I'm curious. He will be saving his Entomb for my C'Thun, so let's be careful about that. Let's only play it when we get some immediate benefit out of it, because it's not going to survive for long. Oh, what's happening? No, he's killing that one. Okay, that's fine with me. I'm not sure why you would be playing Acolytes, to be perfectly fair. I might actually still want to play the Chosen here. Not sure. Well, if this dies to Shadowward Pain, that's still okay with me. If he entombs this, he's very talkative, isn't he? Yeah, if he deaths this, that's fine, because that means he's not Shadowward deathing something else, something more dear to me. Oh, that's a card. Interesting. Let me think about this. We can Fandral and Wrath it, but that doesn't seem... That actually doesn't seem awful. Fandral takes some damage, but I don't... Well, unless he has Excavated Evil, in which case that's actually a little awkward. That would be a little awkward, I'll admit, but that's the best option we have, aside from just slamming this in there and then still having the 1-4 around. That's a little awkward. We could make this trade, however. How's that? I think I like that, yeah. I don't really... Oh wait, I have the spell power already. I already have the spell power. What am I worrying about? Then what am I playing though? I'll play the Chosen, sure. That's fine. Yes. Yes, much better. There's definitely choices to be made. I think this leaves us with the most impressive board state. That's going to be awkward. It's going to run into one of our creatures, and we're going to be sad about it, but we have 13 damage on the table. Let's think about this. We could sacrifice the Divine Shield into it, and then Hero Power it down, and then these will trade for each other. Or I could run this guy in, and then he steals one of these two. This will be really awkward though. Well, I can Disciple of C'Thun and Hero Power it afterwards. We will have to deal with this.
What to do?
Can I steal it? Can I actually steal it with mine? I don't think so, no. And playing my own will be really bad. I think I'll just Hero Power it, and then if... Yeah, that's probably okay. It's going to be a little awkward regardless. There we go. If he stole this, then it would have been a little awkward. But this is definitely the best situation. Then I may have had to trade the Drake in, but then I could have played something bigger, so that's also okay. Yeah, that's definitely not what he wanted to do this turn. So that's pretty good. Now, hello. Thank you. Sure. These minions are making a lot of noise. Makes it hard to talk over. Maybe I should just tone down the volume a little bit more. But yeah. Yeah, that turned out to be okay. I'm not sure what his best call would be. Perhaps Circle and then Hero Power? Still not that great. And still leaves him dead to C'Thun next turn, so yeah, I think I would be okay with that.
Is someone injured?
Let's see. Definitely dead. And as usual, if you're drawing C'Thun, then the deck is actually pretty good. I should definitely just get you some wins on the ladder. Twin Emperors is a really big boon though, so would definitely recommend that, and it's a really good card in other C'Thun decks also. Besides that, not really all of the C'Thun minions are required in most C'Thun decks. You can just mix and match a little bit. You definitely don't need to run as many as these.
I must protect the
Even though this is a slightly toned down list already. But druids do have the advantage of having... I don't think I even want Wrath against the warrior, do I? Perhaps I want Swipe. I don't think so. Let's just mulligan for ramp. So Druid has the advantage of having the Dark Arakoa, which is also a C'Thun buffer. So Druid's C'Thun will also always be slightly bigger than another classes. Do I care enough about the Living Roots to play it right now? I guess it's still pretty reasonable, right? Might force the warrior to react. Seems okay. Might at least force a reaction.
My greetings.
And that's good enough for a card here.
Armor.
The curve is definitely suboptimal. So I can imagine some better situations, especially with me hero powering. That's a little awkward, but at least it deals some damage to the armor smith, right? I could have hit that. Would that have been better? No, I don't think so. Maybe it would have actually. But I plan on coining out a 4 and then playing the other 4 probably, and then playing a 5. So probably C'Thun next turn. Oh, kind of awkward. I may actually sacrifice my my other guy into the... Ooh, how's that? Let me think. We could actually innervate a 5 here. Is that better? Oh, then we can charge this down. That seems pretty good. I don't hate that. Oh, don't coin. Don't coin. I like charging this one down, because not letting the warrior draw cards is actually important. Now he can X my my cat down, but that's probably okay. I don't get the advantage of charging out a 4/6, but I think I'm okay with that also. And the X is not going to be too great against most of my other minions. Does get to draw off the Battle Rage, but only for one minion. That could have definitely gone worse. So I'm okay with that. Fendrel now? Or the Chosen will just die. Not the biggest fan. Azure Drake will just die. Fendrel at least requires some additional effort. Sure. at least requires some additional effort, which is okay, like a Blood to Acre or something of the sort. He's probably willing to sacrifice his Armorsmith for that. But at least it removes some options for later, which is it's good enough for now. Slamming it, okay. Well, that does let the Armorsmith survive, but if he uses an axe here, which I kind of expect him to, then the Azure Drake should be pretty nice, or we could... Oh, that's also... Well, he does have an easy execute on it, so I think I'll just throw a card. Oh, that's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, sure. So I was thinking of coining out the Arakoa, but if that dies to execute, then he's suddenly in a pretty good spot, which I don't really want him to be. He does have the initiative here, which is a little unfortunate. But I'll just blame a rather slow start. That's a lot of cards, but that's some amount of initiative lost again, so I think we should be able to have a nice next turn. Do I want to lure out the execute with the Dark Arakoa? Probably, before it hits the Ancient of War. I'm kind of expecting this to be a more tempo-oriented warrior. Oh, that's also a pretty good card. Let's see, we can kill this, and then let's see. The Arakoa should still be pretty good, I'd say. Or we could Sylvanas, which he doesn't have a great way of getting rid of. I actually like that one. Because it's going to steal something, most likely. Unless he sacrifices a lot into it. I think I like that.
I have no time for games.
And it's early enough that he's unlikely to be able to play his own Sylvanas and somehow get rid of it. He's not a control warrior. The only way to do that would be to play it and then immediately shield slam it. And I don't think he's the kind of warrior that even runs shield slam.
What now?
He does get to run the Armorsmith into the Azure Drake and then possibly that one into the Sylvanas. It would still give me a 5-1 though. And he would still need to get rid of her. As long as you're not giving away your Sylvanas for free, you're probably okay with getting whatever you can get. So if he Ickers that guy, then I get to steal the 2-2. So all is still fine. Which I'm expecting, yeah. I'm expecting him to give me the 2-2 here. And that is perfectly acceptable. Alright, the Cairn shouldn't be too great here. Let's see. C'Thun is just 6-6 right now. That's actually rather cute. Let's see. So we could coin the rag here, but I don't really like that right now. We could Arakoa and then hero power. That's not great. I kind of want to spend all my mana, and he didn't seem to have an execute last turn. Well, he doesn't have an easy activator, so I think that's okay. Well, that means we haven't played any C'Thun cards yet, so he doesn't know we're a C'Thun deck. Interesting. I'm not sure what benefit that will give us, but please don't execute that.
Armor made
Doesn't seem to have it. Doesn't seem to have it. Okay, that's pretty great. That is actually pretty great for us, because the next taunt is also likely to survive for a bit. And then we're in a pretty good spot, I'd say. Well, we could also rag now that we have a free board. I would like to get rid of the Armorsmith before that happens, though. Let me think. Can we get some value? Well, we could kill the Armorsmith by playing the Disciple. Then we're not killing Cairn, no? Would I be okay with that? I would really like to play the Arakoa here. And then we could coin the Disciple. How's that? It at least lets us get rid of the Armor Smith, and I think that's important enough right now. Sure. That seems acceptable. We still have enough options for Rooster. We have 2/2/1s, so that might just die to a ghoul. That's the downside of this play. So with a ghoul, he can easily kill those two, and then he still doesn't have a great answer to the Arakoa, so that's okay. Whirlwind and slams that one into there. All right. That's actually kind of ugly, to be fair. Didn't think of that possibility. The Wrath is pretty good here, though. I'm certainly lucky to have found that one. Yeah. Could also rag, but that's a bit brave. He has 14 damage on the field. I don't feel too much. Don't feel like that too much. Playing the Azure Drake. Actually, the Chosen might be better in this case. So he may not have an actual way to get rid of this. I had a bit more mana left than I counted. I should really pay more attention to that. But the Divine Shield is mightily annoying for him right now. Unless he has another Bloodtaker or a Ghoul or something. But if he had a Ghoul, I'm pretty sure he would have played it last turn. Oh, he had a Whirlwind, okay. And he wanted to play the Grom, so that kind of makes sense. Okay. So we could rag, or we can C'Thun for 13. What's that going to do to the board? If I C'Thun for 13, that's on average 3 damage on each target, right? It's not that great, to be honest. Other options include killing this and playing Disciple, then he still has this on the field, and I can Azure Drake and Hero Power. Doesn't seem too awesome, but if C'Thun fails, which it might, then we might be in a rough spot. I think C'Thun clears here most of the time, but we can't really count on that. And we can probably wait a turn while we make him a little bit bigger. He gets an easy trade on this one though. Bit awkward. I'll admit this is a little more awkward than I thought, but you shouldn't be able to burst us here. That's only 9 damage. I don't think he has another... No, it's impossible for him to have another 9, I think. Especially because it already includes 2 damage from his weapon. Any easy clears, uses the weapon to clear this, uses the Cairn or the Bane to clear this. And a Ghoul to clear this, so he has a 3/3 left, which we can swipe, or we can rag next turn. Or he could rag right now, that could be awkward. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Is he just going face though? He could, I suppose. Okay, well, this means... that's kind of brave. That is kind of brave. I don't like it. We could Hero Power this and then go for the YOLO Rag, which I also don't like, but it might be a better option. I didn't think we were this much behind this game. He didn't even use any executes. How did this happen? It's probably the Sylvanas turn that messed me up. So we can Ember Weaver. How does that work out for us? If we Hero Power this, we die to rag. That's kind of the problem. We can swipe his face and play this and Hero Power, then we don't die to rag unless he clears this, which I don't think he can. And then next turn we can C'Thun or rag. We could just go for the YOLO rag here, but that's... I really don't like it. Okay, let's do it this way. I could have swiped rag, actually. Maybe I should have. Come to think of it, I should have done that. We can still Ragnaros next turn. Maybe I'm counting on him playing more minions and I shouldn't be. Oh, can he kill us here? No. No, he cannot. That's good. That's good. But C'Thun no longer clears. It deals 5 damage on average. Oh my gosh, he did top deck the execute. Okay, so Rag deals 8 to face. I don't think we can get out of this, guys. Because... does that help? Not really. Not really. This will kill one. Rag will kill... Well, Rag will either kill us or the other one. We can't count on C'Thun doing his job, though. But if we play Rag, we die. So the options would be to either Twin Emperor and Hero Power and hope for him to not have anything. We should have just C'Thun'd or Ragged last turn. But this is looking pretty good. Not amazing, but sure. But we'll see how this works out. Rag could miss. Rag could definitely miss. This is not it's not pretty though. Okay, let's see how this goes. If he can't deal with this, he dies though. That's the main advantage. It's actually a threat he can't easily deal with, especially since he executed last turn. But being on 1 HP feels kinda bad, I'll admit. Yeah, we definitely should have gone for either the C'Thun or the Rag last turn.
I am Rafar, the supreme archaeologist.
That is a problem for us next turn. But does indicate that he doesn't really have an answer. So as long as the Rag misses, we win. And it doesn't. Oh well. That was a 50-50. Our Rag would have also been a 50-50. And if his Rag hit ours, then we would have been dead still. Yeah, I will have to watch this game again, because I really didn't see where it got out of hand. It felt like we were in control at some point, and then things suddenly started to go south. Is that a fire alarm? I'm going to have to check on that, guys. Nothing serious, just an overdose of steam. Alright, let's see. We're up against another druid, so... let's keep a wrath and throw away the rest. Yeah, that seems okay. Up against Raven Idol. Could be a spell-focused druid, or just someone with a Fendrel in their deck. Because Raven Idol is rather good when you have a Fendrel on board, it seems. People have claimed that to be the case. We don't really have a follow-up, but if he does absolutely nothing, then we're perfectly fine either hero powering or making 2 1/1s. And if he does have something, then we might be able to deal with it. And we will, so that's good. Because that certainly needs to go. Makes our next turn a little awkward again, but I guess Disciple of C'Thun could be okay. Not terribly exciting, but okay. Or we could Living Roots and Hero Power for 3 damage, which is also fine. There's plenty of options, and I'm okay with that. Could Living Roots for 2 1/1s? Would that be better than Disciple of C'Thuning Phase? Probably. Curve is turning out to be a little awkward, I'll admit. But yeah, I kinda like the saplings against this kind of deck. Because I'm expecting him to be a really spell-focused one. So this might force some removal. Which is okay with me, of course. C'Thun's Chosen, also rather awkward to deal with sometimes as a druid. You can draw Wrath to draw a card. That's a reasonable answer here. But the 2/1/1s aren't actually a real threat on turn 4, so wasn't really expecting too much from that. Oh, hello. How's that? We may wish to save that for a more opportune turn. Maybe test the waters a little bit. You could have... I'm expecting him to have 5 damage and possibly a mulch. And if he mulches this, then I think I'm fine with that.
Screaming. I can see.
Or we could just give up. Sure. Sure, I'm fine with that. Alright, well, that was easy, I guess? I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he just didn't have any interaction with his spells, like a Summoning Stone or Yogg'Saron, or... Not really sure what to expect from him. Anyway, up against this Shaman, we're definitely looking for ramp again, but Disciple of C'Thun could also be good. I think I'll even keep that. That and the Wrath? That seems a bit much, but... they are both good cards against aggressive decks, I think. Although Disciple might not really do too much against the Shaman. Okay, let's just keep the Wrath and hope to get some ramp. That is actually kind of awkward. It's a thing that happens when you start, though. Because as the starting player, your selection of starting cards can be rather limited. So I'm certainly happy I kept this. And I've got some actual plays next turn, which is also above expectation.
The light protects me.
Alright, I think I can leave that be for now. It's a bit poor to just play the Disciple here, and I think Bran will attract some attention, certainly. Maybe force him into some suboptimal plays, which I'm perfectly fine with. Oh, that doesn't seem great. Lightning bolts it. That counts as suboptimal to me. So I am perfectly fine with this. And the Healing Totem doesn't really add too much here. Ooh. I like that over the Disciple, though. Because I can now Hero Power plus Disciple next turn, and then we can get going, finally. As always, Ramp Druid can be a little awkward if you don't get your ramp early. We haven't really... Oh, I see now that I did not include... what's it called again? The Mire Keeper. I didn't include it at all in my deck. Which I think is an oversight. I'm not 100% sure. Do we Azure Drake here? Yeah, if he hits into this, then we can still Disciple it later, right? Sure. And clearing as many minions as possible is preferable. So while we could clear the Totem Golem, I don't think it's that important, to be honest. So yeah, that looks like an easy clear for him, but we still have the Disciple available for next turn. And this does not look to be amazing. He coins a totem? Oh. That is suspect. And that's really annoying. So we may have to Disciple that, actually. Or we can charge out a Druid of the Claw. How's that? We could also ramp. Let's see. If we Disciple, then we can also ramp. That seems decent. We have to kill the totem and the totem, and not this totem. So I think that's going to be our answer. So either charge the 4/4, which seems a little inefficient, but it's always going to be inefficient, isn't it? Is it important to ramp to 8? I think it's important to ramp to 8. Does give us the ability to do both of this next turn, or to Sylvanas and Hero Power. I think I like that. And I like the ability to ramp, so let's do it this way. You can't let the Shaman have his mana time totem. That's just impossible. That Taunt Totem was really inconvenient though, because I would have been able to kill the Totem Golem here, and now I'm not. Let's see what comes out. Another Lightning Bolt perhaps? Could be a much more aggressive Shaman deck than I might have given him credit for. He seems to be still trading, so that's okay. Can Living Root stats? Oh, that's good. Let me think. How about with Sylvanas and with Living Roots? We're still unable to kill that. We can Living Roots and Hero Power to kill the 5/5. That doesn't seem that good because it does leave the 6/1 on the field. So we may just have to ignore this. But if we play the Sylvanas, it should be pretty good. It at least will lure out a Hex, and that's something. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Not really too excited here, but I'm sure you can hear that from the tone of my voice here. So expecting some trades or a Hex here, which I suppose is okay. It'll have to come out eventually, and that means he's not hexing Ragnaros or... okay. Sure. That means no Hex is coming out, so that's good. But I'm a little worried about what this entails. Let me think. So we're stealing something, right? We're pretty much always stealing something, okay.
Let none survive.
Because we don't have a great way of killing this, so that's fine. I'll take a 50-50 on the spell power totem. Hey, that's good. And we Ragnaros, because we don't really need the swipe. And he doesn't seem to have Axe, so that's pretty sweet. I really wouldn't have minded if he killed the totem. Might have actually been preferable, but not much we can do about that. How big is C'Thun? Just... oh? Did he really choose to not... I think it was his choice to not kill... to not hex the Sylvanas. That's odd. That strikes me as really, really odd. I'm okay with it, but it puzzles me. Do we just want to flood the board here? That might be better than playing C'Thun just as a 10-10, right? As long as we are still able to kill this. I'm a little worried about dying though, and getting a taunt in the way is going to be a big boon, I think. Let's just get some damage on the spell power turns, I'm sure. That means it dies to swipe, and that's good. Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous about the Shaman with the Doomhammer here. Because double Rockbiter, I think... no, he hasn't used the Rockbiter, he's used the Lightning Bolt. So yeah, double Rockbiter would be 16 damage. That's a bit much. That is a bit much. That spell power totem is wrecking us right now. At least this survives. So sure. That's going to cost him a little bit at least. And I think it's time for C'Thun now. Which is likely to clear the board, I think. It's going to be awkward. Awkward anyway. And this just isn't good enough. No, okay. We'll have to hope that it kills most stuff. And leaves him at 11, which is exactly dead to the C'Thun. That's actually nice. Let's hope he didn't get a Hex yet, and let's hope that he doesn't get a Taunt. That shouldn't matter. Rockbiter for 10. Alright, and I think that's it.
Well played.
And it is indeed. Alright, that has been a lot longer than I expected, so I'm going to thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestion on what deck to play next, please let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time.